So I would like to welcome everyone here to the Annapolis Regional Library for National Library Week. Remember, I was saying that's what this week is. We celebrate all the libraries, and we celebrate all the librarians and all the library workers who work in the libraries. And it's all over the country. It's here in Annapolis, it's all over our county, it's all over our state. So we are honored to have Comptroller Franchot, County Executive Schuh, Councilman Smith, and Chief Altomare, I believe, is here. Is Chief Altomare? Anyway, he'll be here. He's the police chief. So they're all here, along with Sneaks, our library cat. So I'd like to give a very special welcome to the Germantown Elementary School Eagles and students of Ms. Stalker and Ms. Rizzo's classes. So thank you for coming. Yeah, let's give a round of applause for Ms. Rizzo and Ms. Stalker. Did they look good in the cat in the hat? Did they look good in that? I think so. All right. So we have a really fun hour of great stories and activities that we're going to have to celebrate libraries and library workers and the impact that the libraries have in our communities. This library system has been here since 1921. Did you know the first library was down in the City Hall building? It was just a little room there in 1921. Now we have 15 libraries all across the county, and we serve about 300,000 people every year. Imagine that, 300,000 people. So here, this library was opened in 1965. It was a little smaller then, and it got built a little bit bigger. But in a couple of years, we are going to be opening a new library. We're going to have a completely new library for all of you. It'll be right here. So a lot of you come here. How many of you come here with your parents or your caregivers? And how many of you go to the summer reading club? How many of you participate in the summer reading club? Probably you'll do more of that this coming summer. How many of you use the computers here? Okay, a lot of you are using the computers. So in the year 2018, we are looking forward to opening the new Annapolis Regional Library. And we really appreciate the support of County Executive Schuh for this project. He's going to be one of our leaders in this community. Okay, so on to the fun. I'd like to introduce our first reader. He is the tax collector for the state of Maryland. But he also works to protect everybody from cigarette smugglers, and he protects people at the gas pump. He provides, he tells the governor how much money there's going to be to be able to run the whole government of the state. He pays the bills. He pays all the bills. How many of you watch your mom or dad writing out checks and paying the bills at home and everything? He pays the bills for the whole state. He does a whole lot of other things too. And many of you might be interested in this. He is in favor of starting school after Labor Day. That would be a real different kind of thing. You'd have an extra week at the end of the summer. So his favorite kids' books are, and if you've read it, if you've read these books, raise your hand. He really liked it. Ferdinand the Bull. Have you read Ferdinand the Bull? Anybody? Okay, you've read it. Okay. The Carrot Seed. Okay, and The Little Prince. Okay. Right now he's reading a book called Being Mortal by Atul Gawande. So today he's going to read a classic book by Dr. Seuss called I Can Read with My Eyes Shut. It is my pleasure to introduce Comptroller Peter Franchot. So give him a hand.
Hey, Sneaks, can you come up here and help me out? Yeah, I like this guy. You like Sneaks? Oh, yeah. It's great. Well, we're very, very happy to be here. If I could present something, maybe the county exec and the council member Smith could come up and help me. This is something we're going to present to the, well, it's on behalf of the state of Maryland and Anne Arundel County. It's a nice recognition to the Anne Arundel County Public Library in recognition of National Library Week and your dedication to providing high quality public education for all. Skip, come on up here. And Christine, you're on the staff. Well, you're there taking pictures, but okay. But anyway, Mr. Auld is the CEO of the Anne Arundel County Public Library System. this gentleman right here that just spoke to you. We're going to present this on behalf of the state and the county to you, Skip, and your expert staff. You provide free computer and Wi-Fi access, extraordinary collections of books, magazines, CDs and DVDs, premium electronic resources, and countless fun and educational classes. Make your library system an integral part of the fabric of our community. With my best wishes for a renaissance of the modern library, presented this 16th day of April 2015.
Thank you so much.
This is the boss right here, Mr. Schuh, so maybe you want to say a word on behalf of the system.
I'd be happy to. I love the libraries. How many people here like libraries? Really? Everybody does? You don't like libraries? What do you guys like about libraries? What do you like about the library? Just what do you like?
They're books.
You like the books. What do you like?
The same as Aaron.
Books? Yep.
Yeah.
What do you like?
I like that you can look, read and computer.
Read and computers. Yes, young lady.
I like computer because you can look up stuff you don't know.
You can look up things you don't know on the computer. How about you?
I like to read the books of life.
Hey, don't
Yeah.
any of the boys say anything?
He's ready to go.
I like playways.
The what?
Playways.
Playways?
Excellent.
Yeah. How about you, buddy?
I like it because some books are funny.
Yeah. Well, you know, you're all right. Libraries do so many things. This is where you and your parents can come to read books, to read magazines, to read newspapers, to do your homework on the computer, to study at the tables with your friends. You can do so many things at the library. That's why they're such wonderful places, and we want to make sure that everybody in our county has a nice library just like this one, so that they can do all of those things that you just talked about. And thank you for having us today.
Make sure you tell your parents that you saw the county executive, Mr. Schuh, here today, because he's very important to them. Councilmember Smith also is here, if you want to say a word.
I'll be brief. How many of you have seen Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory?
Oh.
Who's seen that? And what are the key things out of that movie with the chocolate bar? What was around it? You, go ahead. What was around that chocolate bar? Does anyone know? Who knows? Go ahead.
Gold.
It was a golden ticket, right? And so what libraries are, they're like your golden ticket because they help you master literacy. So if you want to be anything in this world, your literacy is probably the foundation of that. And so when you come to the library and you read about computers and chocolate and Willy Wonka and all these other fantastic characters, the libraries help enable you to do that along with the school system. And so I'm just grateful to be here to help you guys master that part of your life so that you can be anything you want to be when you grow up. So thank you all.
Yeah. Can you picture that? Yeah. Let's get a picture. Sneaks, you want to say anything?
You allowed?
This is allowed, but Sneaks shows off mainly.
Just meow. Meow is probably
Let's get a picture if we can.
There we go. Right here, guys.
Anyone else that should
Right here, guys, over here.
And then you're going to read. Right here? Thank you.
Yeah, I'm going to read, but just before I do, I want to give a couple of my Comptroller medallions. I give these are very highly coveted around the state. I give them to Marylanders who make a difference. I'd like to give one to Skip.
Thank you so much.
And then I think Germantown, I think you guys have, are two teachers here? What are their names?
Miss Stalker and Miss
Could they come forward, please? And this is really heartfelt because you guys do a fabulous job. Can you give them a round of applause? Yes, sir. Can you have one of those? Well, it's kind of like I'd have to give it to you on the hope that you're going to do something great, and I might consider that, but right now I know your two teachers have done something really special for the state, helping you guys learn. So that's it, I don't have any others with me. I'm out, and they're very valuable, so be careful. Now, you might get one down the road. Okay, I'm going to read, where do I sit?
You can sit right in the rocking chair.
And, oh boy, lucky me. Okay. This is very cool. Am I supposed to read the whole thing?
Yes.
Okay. Get ready. Has anybody read this yet?
Yeah,
Dr.
I
Seuss?
have.
Oh, good.
I have it.
Well, the title is I Can Read With My Eyes Shut by Dr. Seuss.
Yeah.
I can read in red. I can read in blue. I can read in pickle color, too. That's funny. I can read in bed, and in purple, and in brown. Very cool. I can read with my left eye. I can read with my right. I can read Mississippi with my eyes shut tight. Mississippi. There. Mississippi, Indianapolis, and Hallelujah, too. I can read them with my eyes shut. That is very hard to do. But it's bad for my hat. It makes my eyebrows get red hot. So reading with my eyes shut, I don't do an awful lot. Love that cat. And when I keep them open, I can read with much more speed. You have to be a speedy reader because there's so much to read. You can read about trees and bees and knees on trees and bees on threes. Yeah, yeah. You see the knees on the trees? You can read about anchors and all about ants. You can read about ankles and crocodile pants.
Oh my God.
Crocodile pants. You can read about hoses and how to smell roses and what you should do about owls on noses. See it? Young cat, if you keep your eyes open enough, oh, the stuff you will learn, the most wonderful stuff. You'll learn about fish bones and wishbones. You'll learn about trombones, too. You'll learn about Jake, the pillow snake, and all about Foo-Foo, the snoot. Look at that. Yeah, Foo-Foo. You can learn about ice, and you can learn about mice. Mice on ice and ice on mice. You can learn about the price of ice. You can learn about sad and glad and mad. There are so many things but you can learn about, but you'll miss the best things if you keep your eyes shut. The more that you read, the more things you will know. The more that you learn, the more places you'll go. Okay. You might learn a way to earn a few dollars, or how to make donuts, or kangaroo collars.
It's 100,000.
100,000?
1,000.
Yeah.
1 million.
Yeah. Remember what the Skip said about me and the money? So, you could learn to read music and play a hutzut if you keep your eyes open, but not with them shut. If you read with your eyes shut, you're likely to find that the place where you're going is far, far behind. So that's why I tell you to keep your eyes wide, keep them wide open, at least on one side. Okay.
Yes, it's a type of snake. It's a very friendly type. It's big. Big, friendly snake. Okay, here we go.
I'm sorry.
This is a really big one. Okay, the day Jimmy's boa ate the wash. How was your class trip to the farm? This little girl's coming back to her apartment. Just got off the bus. She's talking to her mom or caregiver. Oh, she says, boring, kind of dull, until the cow started crying. A cow crying? Yeah, you see, a haystack fell on her head. How about that? But a haystack doesn't just fall over. It does if a farmer crashes into it with his tractor. Oh, come on, a farmer wouldn't do that. Look at that big pile of hay on the cow. He would if you were too busy yelling at the pigs to get off our school bus. Oh my goodness, what would you do if pigs got on your school bus?
I would
That would be terrible. Yeah? Look at that, look at all the pigs on the school bus. Would you guys take them home with you? They're messy, they're really, really messy.
I know.
Yeah? What were the pigs doing on the bus, her mom asked. Eating our lunches. See, that's what pigs do, they're kind of piggy. Why were they eating your lunches? Because we threw their corn at each other and they didn't have anything else to eat. Oh, so that's what happened. The kids took all the pigs' corn, so the pigs started eating all the kids' lunches. Yeah, that's what happens. One thing leads to another. Well, that makes sense, but why were you throwing corn? Because we ran out of eggs. Out of eggs, she asks? Why were you throwing eggs? Look at those kids throwing eggs. Because of the boa constrictor. The boa constrictor? Yeah, Jimmy's pet boa constrictor. There's Jimmy's pet boa constrictor. Big red striped snake. Real nice one though. And he says, what was Jimmy's pet boa constrictor doing on the farm? Oh, he brought it to meet all the farm animals, but the chickens didn't like it. And I don't blame him. If you were a chicken, would you like a big snake? Probably not. No, probably not. You mean he took it into the hen house? Yeah, and the chickens started squawking and flying around. That's probably what I would do if I were a chicken and a boa constrictor showed up in the hen house. Go on, what happened? Well, one hen got excited and laid an egg, and it landed on Jenny's head. The hen? No, the egg. And it broke, yucky, all over her hair. Look at that, there's Jenny with the egg on her head. That's what happened. What did she do? She got mad because she thought Jimmy threw it. So she threw one at him. What did Jimmy do? Oh, he ducked, and the egg hit Mary Ann right in the face. Look at that. She's throwing, there she is, throwing it at Tommy, but Tommy ducked, and it hit Mary Ann right in the face. Yuck. So she threw one at Jenny, but she missed and hit Jimmy, who dropped his boa constrictor. Uh-oh, so now you've got a loose boa constrictor running around the hen house. Oh, I know, and the next thing you knew, everyone was throwing eggs, right? Right. And when you ran out of eggs, you threw the pig's corn. Right. Right again. Well, what finally stopped it? Well, we heard the farmer's wife screaming. Why was she screaming? I bet I know. We never found out because Mrs. Stanley made us get on the bus and we sort of left in a hurry without the boa constrictor. So now they left in the bus and the big snake is still at the farm.
Oh no.
And it looks like, what is that snake doing? Looks like he's getting into that lady's laundry. Is he going to eat the laundry? I bet Jimmy was sad because he left his pet boa constrictor. Oh, not really. We left in such a hurry that one of the pigs didn't get off the bus, so now he's got a pet pig. What would your family do if you brought a pig home from a farm?
Nothing.
No? No problem?
I'll just throw it at the house. Throw it at
Yeah, at the garden? That's good. She might. Yeah.
I take him back to the farm.
Boy, that sure sounds like an exciting trip. Yeah, I suppose if you're the kind of kid who likes class trips to the farm. And there he is, riding around in his car, in his pedal car, with his pet pig. And that's the end of the story. And there's the old farmer and the farmer's wife hanging around the fire late at night with the friendly snake coiled up by the fire. Isn't that nice? Is that a crazy story? Sometimes I wonder about these books, if these things really happen. You think this really happened? Maybe, maybe not. We'll never know. But that's one of the fun things about books. You guys have a great day and work hard in school, okay? Everybody promise to work hard in school? Do your your best. Always do your best in school.
Thank you, Mr. County Executive. Thank you.
All right. Who has a cat at home? Who has animals? Who has a cat at home? Look at this. Pete has on some big shoes right there. So Pete the cat was walking down the street in his brand new white shoes. Pete loved his white shoes so much, he sang this song. I love my white shoes. I love my white shoes. I love my white shoes. You see that?
My dad read that.
Oh no! Pete stepped in a large pile of strawberries. Who eats strawberries? We have some strawberry jam at home that we eat. It's pretty delicious. What color did his shoes turn? Are you sure?
Yeah.
What color are strawberries? Red. They turned red, so you guys were right. Did Pete cry? Goodness no. He kept walking along and singing his song, Everything is Cool. I love my red shoes. I love my red shoes. I love my red shoes. Right? So you guys are pretty good singers. You're going to help me sing when we get to that part?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh no. Pete stepped in a large pile of blueberries. Blueberries? What color did his shoes turn? Blue. You think he's upset? No. They turned blue, so you guys are right. Did Pete cry? Goodness no. He kept walking along and singing his song, so you guys got to help me. I love my blue shoes. I love my blue shoes. I love my blue shoes. I know. Oh no. Pete stepped in a large puddle of mud. What color did his shoes turn? Brown. You guys are ready for college here. I mean, this is pretty good. So they turned brown. Did Pete cry? Goodness no. He kept walking along and singing his song. So you guys got to help me. I love my brown shoes. I love my brown shoes. I love my brown shoes. See that coffee? Whose mom and dad has a cup of coffee every morning? Look at everybody. So, oh no! Pete stepped in a bucket of water. What color were his shoes again?
White.
And all the brown and all the blue and all the red were washed away. White. But now they were wet. Did Pete cry? Goodness no. He kept walking along and singing his song, Rock and Roll. I love my wet shoes. I love my wet shoes. I love my wet shoes. So who's played in the rain and jumped in a puddle when they leave out their house? Pretty much all of you guys. Yeah, I have a 3-year-old son. He does it every time it rains. And then he gets in our car after we've dry cleaned it, and not dry cleaned it, but cleaned it out, and messes it right up. So it's tough to keep clean. That'd be interesting to have a dry clean car. Think about it. The moral of Pete's story is, no matter what you step in, keep walking along and singing your song. Because it's all good. Right? Thank you guys.
So, this book is called I Want to Be a Police Officer. And you know what's important about being here and having me read to you today when it comes to being a police officer? About 80% of a police officer's job is writing the stories of what happened to people and him or herself. So it's really important if you want to be a firefighter or a police officer or an astronaut or any of those things a lot of boys and girls want to be when they grow up. You have to learn to read and write well, because if you can't do it, you can't get the job. Does that make sense? You awake over there? You okay? All right, so here we go. I Want to Be a Police Officer by Dan Lieberman. Police officers enjoy helping people. They make sure that the laws are obeyed. You know what obeyed means? It means people listen to it. You do what you're supposed to do, right? I could tell you knew back there. Can you see the pictures okay? Police are able to do their jobs better when they make friends with the people in the neighborhood. Does that make sense to everybody? Yeah. So if you guys are in trouble, who's the person you go to other than your mom and dad?
Police.
You can keep putting your hands up. You're doing a great job, babe, but nobody else is doing it, so you better shout it out too, okay? I won't get mad. That's right. It's a police officer's job to know who the nice people are, who the people who break the rules are, who the kids are that need help, who the older folks are who need help in their areas where they work, so that they can help everybody the way that they need to be helped. Does that make sense? Yeah. Because many police officers work outdoors, they must wear heavy jackets on cold winter days. That's true too. Officers carry their equipment with them, sometimes right on their belts, so they can always be ready for a call for help. Our belts, does anybody in here know how much they weigh? Do you know how much you weigh?
I know how much my brother weighs.
How much?
4 pounds and 5 ounces.
So our belts weigh half of your brother. We walk around every day with half of your brother on our waist. Does that make sense?
I weigh 7 pounds.
Motorcycles go many places where a car cannot travel. They let officers move quickly through busy streets. Bicycles come in handy too. They're especially useful in crowded cities during the summer. They also help us sneak up on bad guys sometimes too. Some lucky police even get to ride horses. These officers are patrolling a city park. But I'm allergic to horses, so I couldn't do it. It makes me sneeze.
Why did you sneeze all over the horse?
I don't think you'd like it, do you?
Oh
my God. Police inspect cars and trucks to make sure they're safe to drive. Help is on the way. Sirens and flashing lights warn everyone that this police car is in a big hurry. So what are you supposed to do? What's your mom and dad supposed to do when they're driving and they hear a police siren? Go ahead, buddy. You did a good job.
Clear the way.
Say again.
Clear
Clear the way. That's right. Pull over to the right and stop. So when you go home tonight, would you do me a favor? Would you tell mommy and daddy, when you hear the sirens and you see the lights, pull over to the right and stop? Will we remember that?
Yes.
All right. Rangers are officers who patrol forests and large parks. You see them on the lighthouse? Cities on oceans, rivers, and large lakes often need harbor police to patrol the waterways. So if you were out on the bay with your mom and dad in a boat and you had trouble out on the bay, it would be either a firefighter on a boat or we have police on boats who come out and help you out in the middle of the bay. From high above, an officer can look down on a large area of the city. So we have 2 helicopters for Anne Arundel County. That's pretty cool. So whenever something bad is happening, we can put police up above it to see it and help the cops on the ground. Police dogs can do things that humans can't. Their sensitive noses find explosives, lost children, or a criminal who is hiding. The dogs and their partners work hard, but great friends make a great team. An important part of the job is keeping records of accidents and crimes. That's, like I said, what's he doing right here? He's writing a report, right? So if you can't read well, like we're doing right now, you're not going to be able to do the job. Police scientists examine clues to solve crimes. This fingerprint might tell them who robbed a bank. Every person on earth, every person, 7 billion people on earth, every one of them's fingerprint is different. That's pretty cool, isn't it?
I have a fingerprint.
Yeah, you got 10 fingerprints. To be an officer, you need lots of skills. You have to think fast, use proper judgment, and know how to use the latest equipment. So, that's the end of this book.